For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel, and on the 2 side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee, and to thy sons, for ever. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles. Of great millstone and peace and blessing to the true elect of the Lord. And the Lord warned us of these times that the Lord said we're living in some perilous times, and the true elect will be hating of the Lord. And so we see what the Lord is doing as he's hiding this true man. The Lord is actually revealing the fakes and the phonies. So, you know, the scriptures talk about Yahushua. He revealed many things before his death. So the Lord revealed how to keep his disciples in the spirit of having true character and having true integrity. And so with his true man being on this earth in these last days, they're going to show the true traits of the Lord, you know, walking after those traits and walking after that spirit. And so we see that only a few men actually have that spirit. So, you know, at the end of the day, the true men of the Lord, they're going to actually have that spirit. The Lord told us that in these last days that many were called, but few were chosen. So the Lord has to have his true chosen hedged about. You know, when you read the book of Job, the Lord had Job hedged about so that Satan cannot actually touch him. You know, because when the Job was actually with Job, Satan couldn't touch him. So that's what the Lord has with his true man in these last days. You know, go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, Karnak, and a lot of guys, they can only teach what they can see. A lot of guys, they're partially blind, and you can only profess the knowledge that you have. So a lot of guys don't have the knowledge, and that's why we read that scripture in Exodus 12. When the Lord sees that blood on your door, the destroyer is going to pass over that house. See, a lot of our people, they're destroyed for what now? For lack of knowledge. It's all about the inside now, not about what's on the outside. But a lot of guys, all they can see, that's why they can teach you and tell you what it's on the outside, like the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, which is going into these, you know, shots and this, that, and the third. That does play a part in it, because that's something that's outside trying to come in. What the Lord is doing, he's closing up the breaches, so that's what's outside, the Gentiles, the strangers, all the abominable, they can't get in. They can't get into this faith, this household of faith. That's what this is all about. And I'm going to get this precept here. This is Galatians 3 and verse 12. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Yahushua hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. You see, so Yahushua, he took the load. He took that curse upon himself. He took that evil upon himself, man. And we're following his footsteps. That's why we're so evil spoken of, man, by a lot of you guys out there and hypocrites. And like I said, the mark of the beast, a lot of you guys, the only reason you teach that and you keep that as an epitome of your doctrine is because you're in a beast-like mind frame. That's the only marking you can see. But when it comes to the mark of the law, exemption, being exempt from judgment, being spiritual, and being able to judge all things, you're far from that. That's why a lot of wrong judgment proceeding from the rulers of our people that cause our people to err. Not giving them the spirit of truth, but giving them that spirit of error. You see what I'm saying? And that's why the destroyer is going to destroy a lot of men that don't have the blood of the Lamb on them, but actually guilty of the blood. Because if any man eat this bread and drink this drink unworthily and not of faith, it is sin. Romans 14:23. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. That's what we're feeding you. We're feeding you the truth, which if you have no belief or faith, you're to die and perish in your unbelief and your faithlessness.
Yeah, Khan. I got the scripture, Luke 11 and 51. It says, from the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple, verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. So the Lord is letting you know that basically in this generation, this last generation, that the blood is going to be required of the wicked scribes and the Pharisees and of the ones that killed the prophets that have the bloods on their hands. And the scripture said that they sit in Moses' seat. See, a lot of guys, they sit in the seats of Moses, the highest seat in the synagogues. And just like I brought out the other day, men has those, they're in those highest seats, but they don't have what it takes actually to be in those highest seats. It's just all about fame. And to bring out the other side of the scriptures where it actually makes you hate it and men look down upon you, a lot of men, they don't really want to bring that out because it leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. The scriptures say the straight gate that's being difficult. You see, in these times, guys don't really want to choose that difficult gate, because the thing about it is men want to be looked as something in this world when this world is actually perishing away. And what has happened is the Lord has taken the eyesight from guys where they're unable to judge accordingly. The scriptures say the gift actually destroyed the heart. So you have men taking gifts and their heart can't even judge anymore. The scriptures say the spirit reproves, rebukes, and then exhorts. So the spirit of the Lord is against this world. So if you're in the spirit, like the Lord said, when he come back for vengeance, you're going to be in the spirit of rebuking this world, because there's nothing but wickedness up in this world. And the killers of the prophets, they're all around you. The Lord said 1 out of 1,000. So that literally means that everybody, the majority of men that teach this truth, they're not going to be in the spirit of Yahushua, because Yahushua taught the weightier matters of the law, which is above prophecy. When you go to the chapter of Paul in 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, the more heavier things men are not into. These things that are carnal, that men can see, they're into it. But the internal things that actually makes a man through the spirit, men lack those things, what the Lord actually taught. That's why Yahushua hasn't really actually taught like that in a heavy way in these last times, because men want to leave Yahushua out. Because if you bring him in there, Matthew 23, Luke 11, and these certain scriptures like number 16 as we go into, then you'll begin to see that a lot of men are a bunch of damn phonies. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna grab this precept real quick, because that's what the Lord talked about. See, in order for you to make it to the kingdom, to make it to the ship, you have to have a sincere mind, and that's what the Lord always that's what the Lord always taught. See, when the Lord taught the word, he taught it in a way where he was getting disciples to see between the wicked and the righteous. See, we see in this time many men cannot discern between the righteous and the wicked, because they're in the mind of this world. Now, what does this world teach you to be? It teaches you to be a hater. It teaches you to be proud. It teaches you to be against the spirit of the Lord. Thus being, because Esau has full control of this world, many men's mind are in the spirit of Esau, where they want to get that instantaneous gratification, where they want to get what Esau has, but they want to find themselves teaching the word of the Lord, and it don't work that way. What does the scripture say? You can either serve the Lord or you can serve mammon. And many men have been given over to their own covetousness and their own lust, as it says in Romans chapter 1. So they can no longer teach in the spirit of the Lord, as it says in Romans chapter 1. And they want to teach according to their own will. You know, they want to establish their own righteousness, which is not the righteousness of the Lord. So men don't think that the Lord has called few men out this world to actually rebuke that spirit at the end. And guys are actually gone out this world, and they're actually gone. So they don't think that the spirit of the Lord is actually rebuking them, because they're so fucking proud. But that's what's happening. See, when the Lord actually spoke these words, he spoke in a way where men felt offended. What did you have? You had many of his disciples actually stopped following after him because they felt offended. You only had Peter. Peter said that, Lord, where am I going to go? Because I only believe in you. So Peter actually said these words. So that's how the true men are going to feel. Thus, with them being against this world and them being created, they created this world. So thus they're going to be against this world. And a lot of guys are not against the world because they're a part of it. So this is Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 26. It says, her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbath, and I am profane among them. And you know, one of the key things of the prophets and the priests, they're set up to to make a differentiation between the clean and the unclean. Whether men are teaching in the spirit of the Lord or in the spirit of this world, and we see more guys are in the spirit of this world. So with that being said, the Lord, just like Enoch, he's keeping this man away from this world by what? By chastising them, putting them through the fire. You will have to be uncomfortable for the Lord to deal with you, because when you're comfortable, you're a part of this world, which means that you can't teach this truth in a proper way. And we see a lot of guys that are a part of this world, which means that they're teaching the word and they want to be liked. See, when you're uncomfortable, you're going to teach you how the Lord taught it, because you know that this is not your world. You're seeking the world to come. But this is where the battle goes on. It's a battle for your soul. And that's why you have to discern who you're watching. Not a lot of men are in the spirit of the Lord, and you have to discern who's actually sent from the Lord and who's teaching from their own will. Go ahead, Ark, you got it.
Yeah, Con, in the scripture saying in Exodus how thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Now, a lot of guys, they might have the name of the Lord, but the spirit ain't there. You see? And they're not doing what the Lord commanded them to do. The Lord said, why call ye me Lord, Lord? You don't do the things which I told you to do. And that's why the Lord has a zealous spirit on his true priests. Because when I did a video going into the everlasting priesthood, going into Phinehas, because he was filled with zeal, and he actually executed judgment upon that Israelite man and that Midianitish woman that was laying together, committed spiritual fornication. He was going after other gods, and that's why there was a plague. There's all kind of plagues in these last days, man. Look how bad it's getting, not just in the world, but amongst this truth. You see, and Lord says, thou shalt not hold him guiltless that take the name of the Lord in vain. Now, going to number 16, right? Number 16, that's a righteous division. And guys like to twist that on us. Oh, they call it division, teaching things contrary to the doctrine. Doctrine, bro. We're literally teaching Yahushua. A lot of these guys ain't teaching Yahushua. They're teaching the world, bro, because they're of the world. That's why the world hears these goddamn niggas, man. These hypocrites. But we're in the time now, but everything happening quick and speedy. Because, Lord, we're praying, and Lord's going to answer speedily, man. All you guys in the middle, you stay in the middle, man. Stay lukewarm, because that's where the Lord's going to open up a gap. You see? So, I'm going to get this precept as well, but that's the thing. When you go to number 16, it was a righteous division. And that's, see, when you go into like the wicked of the world, even when you might have been in the world, you might have had a wicked ass friend, and you know he was no good for you, and he knew that, you know, he wasn't no good to you. But the reason he wants you around is because that energy, man. He wants that energy around him. But you have to, once you separate from these wicked sons of Belial, right, worthless, then guess what? They have no, because what's the gold? What's the gold and silver? We're the gold and silver. You see what I'm saying? And when you have true riches, you keep that together. You keep that in the treasure chest, in the back, where no one can see, where no one knows, hidden. You see, and that's where the Lord has us, man. And it's a beautiful thing, and we cool with that. We don't want to be on the front page of Israelite, because a lot of guys on the front page of Israelites, y'all the ones that will get caught by your daddy E. It's not E, it's Esau. And we're going to keep on saying that, because that's what the scriptures say. Don't add, subtract from it, or the plague shall come upon you. And that's what we see, a lot of plagues, guys getting plagued in the spirit, man. You see? So that's why the wicked are so mad that there's this division happening where the Lord's raising up his men to use this sword to divide the righteous from the wicked, to discern those that truly serve the Lord and those that serve him not. And that's why they're so mad at us, bro. Oh, why are you saying there's wolves in sheep's clothing? Because the scriptures say there's wolves in sheep's clothing, you damn wolf. You see? And wolves move in packs. You see? But the true men of the Lord, they were soldiers, they were solitary, they were alone a lot, man. And when they would come together, high level spiritual power would happen, man. A lot of miracles would happen. Let me get this precept as well. This is the book of Psalms 61 and verse 7. It says, he shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. See, so we're going to be preserved by this word and by doing the will of the Lord day in and day out. You see, Proverbs 16 and 12. It is an abomination to kings commit wickedness. So guys are in high authorities, high positions, committing wickedness. It's an abomination. We're calling that out. You justify the wicked for a reward, for a bribe, like the brother said, for a gift, for some money, for some clout, for whatever the hell. You see? You're not doing it for sincerity. You're not doing it for the true riches, which is in heaven. It says, for the throne is established by righteousness. And that's what we're establishing the gate. True righteousness, true judgment. You see? Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him that speaketh right. You see? So the Lord, he only loves those that really dwell with wisdom. You see? It ain't taking this thing as a joke. You see? And this is Psalms 101 and 1. I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee, O Lord, will I sing. Right? And only the virgins have this song, which no man else could sing. That's why guys don't bring up Matthew 23, because they ain't singing it right. You see? So I said, I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee, O Lord, will I sing. So that's a perfect balance. You have the mercy unto the merciful, that will show himself merciful. The Lord said he will have mercy on who he will have mercy on. He will harden, he will harden. And the Lord's hardening a lot more guys than he's having mercy on, man. We see that. You see, go ahead.
Come on, bro. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. It says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it's even more worse in these times as we proceed on in this truth. Because as men that actually believe in the word get stronger and stronger, this world is decreasing more and more. So that's why it's important for men that actually believe to bring these certain things out. And the Lord told you, if you understand something, you got to actually utter it. If you know about it, you got to speak it. A lot of men avoid things, which that's going to get them destroyed. A lot of men don't understand that vow that you vow to the Heavenly Father, that was a vow you vowing that you have to teach this truth with integrity in the way the Lord actually taught it. And that's that vow to the Lord. If you're not teaching it in the spirit in the way that the Lord taught it, then you're not actually teaching his word. And the Lord taught certain things that a lot of men are not going to be able to follow. And that's why it's so much wickedness going on, because a lot of men, they try to teach this word without involving Yahweh Shai in it. Yahweh Shai, they put Yahweh Shai on the back burner. And now you have men that think they're over Yahweh Shai. Well, the Lord, he's not dealing with the famous in the camps. And that's why the Lord told Moses, and he told Aaron them to draw that line. Now, when you go to John the 10th chapter, the Lord also drew that division in that line between the churches. In that chapter, he had everybody confused, and nobody actually knew. He had everybody confused, and nobody actually knew which side to actually go on. Just like the scribes and the Pharisees, they couldn't tell that where the spirit was. This is John chapter 10, verse 18. I read this the other day, but for you to understand that invisible spiritual line is being drawn, and there's no in the middle. So it's like you can't come over and listen to one of us brothers and then go back and listen to one of the dead. It's no middle ground with the Heavenly Father. It's either up or down, hot or cold, right or left. John chapter 10, verses, I'm going to go right to the point, 19. It says, there was a division again among the Jews for these sayings. You see? For what? The sayings that some of the true men that actually believe. The believers are going to speak certain things, and it's going to bring division against guys that's actually not teaching this in the right spirit anymore. And we have that spirit going on right now, which the Lord is actually making a difference. That's why when you have men celebrate the Passover on certain days, the righteous, they can't do that because they have to be separate from the wicked. The scriptures say don't touch nothing of theirs that's unclean. And a lot of men that's unclean, and the thing of the wicked part about it is, as Yahweh Shai gave you the eyes to see whoever's the wicked, not just certain camps. The Lord gave you the eyesight to see an individual man, if he was wicked or not. And you should be able to see that. But a lot of men, they don't have the eyes to see because they substitute that eyesight for trying to be looked in a certain light with men in the world. You see what I'm saying? So they make this thing of a celebrity. So no longer men can actually judge through the spirit. And so that's what makes these times wicked. That's why the scripture tell you that the imaginations of men's hearts was wicked. And it has gotten that way, especially dealing with this truth. And if Yahweh Shai is not really spoken of and taught like that, as these men in the fucking world, you got these men in this world, they all carnal and shit, and men steady, you know, they talk about these men more than they bring up Yahweh Shai. And then the dagger with Matthew 23, if you bring that out, then a lot of guys are going to see where all the fakes and the phonies are. That's why guys they fucking stay away from that. You see? Go ahead, brother.
I got this precept right here, and that's the whole thing, man. It's about discerning between the righteous and the wicked. See, there's no fucking in the middle. You're either with the Lord or you're with not, and we see a lot more, man, because this world is so seducing like a succubus. A lot of men have been sucked into this world, so they can no longer teach in the spirit of the Lord. So now, with them not being able to teach in the spirit of the Lord, they don't think that the Lord is going to actually send back men to actually cuss out their fucking degenerate ass. But the Lord actually sent back his men, just like in the times, as I sent the video on the group chat. We had Elijah and the prophet of Baal. The Lord sent back Elijah. He was the only prophet the Lord was speaking through. So you really got to understand who the Lord is speaking to. A lot of men are speaking what they want to speak, and the Lord's not with them. You see what I'm saying? But it's who the Lord is actually speaking through, you know? And the Lord is actually in the spirit of war. See, when you see a lot of guys, they're not in the spirit of war. A lot of guys are comfortable, which means they're speaking the smooth shit to our people. They want them to get them settled in here in Babylon. They're not actually preparing our people for war. You know, they're in the spirit of comfortability, so they're trying to get our people in that spirit as well. So with that being said, the Lord actually sent back his true prophets to actually condemn that spirit with the lively stones and the filthy stones. There's the two different separations of men in this truth. You got the ones that were sent by the Lord and the ones that were not. Now the overwhelming majority of men, because they listen to these false prophets, they're in the same spirit as these men. But the Lord has sent back his true man to draw the few out of the fire. As it says in Jude chapter 1, if you brothers want to get that precept, that's what it says. We're trying to pull the fuel out of the fire, hating the garment spotted by the flesh. So the brothers that were sincere around these demons, we're teaching his words just like Yahweh said, and we're letting brothers know this is the way the Lord came. This is the way that a lot of guys are moving. Don't move in that fucking way, because just by you thinking that being a king, that's what makes you a man of the Lord, being comfortable, that's going to get you destroyed. You have to be in a certain way that the Lord moved. You have to be coming up against the wicked. A lot of guys are not coming against the wicked. A lot of guys are settled, which means that the way they teach and the way that they bring out their scriptures is going to be in a way where they're not trying to hurt nobody's emotion. They're not trying to hurt nobody's feeling. They want to be liked by this fucking world, man. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm going to say this. The Lord said, if you don't have no true charity, if you have murder in your heart, if you don't love your brother, if you don't love the Lord, which is the two greatest commandments, that you ain't shit to the Lord. The Lord said that. So if you hate me, you hate the Lord. The Lord talked about these different things of the spirit, man. See, it's all about building up your character. And guys, they talk about prophecies, they talk about all this stuff, but they don't build up man's character. If you got to be building up your characters in these days. That's how you're gonna make it, because we see in these days a lot of things are happening. Esau's coming in with the microchip. A lot of things are happening. That the scriptures say, the rumors of wars, the World War III, the false prophets being exposed. Everything is being exposed. So we see everything that's going on. If you have the eyes to see, you see everything that's going on. But at the same time, the Lord is actually shielding his man from the evil that's going on in these times, keeping them from pride, keeping them from the ways of this world, so they can keep on speaking his word as the Lord spoke this word, not as man spoke it. So this is the 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 4. Charity suffers long and is kind. Charity envious not. Charity vaunteth not itself and is not puffed up. Does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. So charity, by you having that charity, you're gonna know how to please the Lord, and you're gonna know how to how to be a brother, man. See, the Lord, when he spoke these words, he was teaching the disciples how to be a brother to their neighbor. That's when you had those two brothers saying, Lord, one to sit on your right hand or your left hand, you had those disciples get mad. Now, what did the Lord tell them? The Lord said, don't reign over the disciples like these heathens do. But the ones that's greater among you, let him be his what? Let him be the servant. The Lord is telling you about these things of the spirit, man. Those that are greater in the spirit, let him be your servant. A lot of guys don't really understand that. See, we live in a world right now where guys want to be fucking the greatest. You know, guys want to seek their own gain. Guys want to be about their own self. Guys are full of shit. They're full of pride. They're not full of the spirit. So as the Lord taught these words, he taught it in the disciples to be against this world. Thus, with the disciples coming back on this earth, they're going to be in a whole different spirit. And thus the world hating them, they're going to be accepted by the world. So because you can't be loved by the world and accepted by the Lord, you can either serve one master or one. Go ahead, brother, you got it.
Yeah, and that's why they're going to be left here with the world, because they're on the left side of the Lord, the goats. You see, they ain't of the Lord's pasture of his sheep. They're none of his. That's why they don't follow his voice whithersoever the lamb goeth. And the lamb, right, Yahushua, he's going into Matthew 23 right now. He's going into the weightier matters, like the brother said. You see? And the thing I want to expound on with that division is, like, when the righteous divide and they separate themselves from wicked men get scared. That's why the hypocrites in Zion are afraid right now, man, because they know that by our people, right, like it says in Revelation, also Micah 2:10, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. Don't be comfortable here. The Passover is all about being uncomfortable, man. All right, it's about being uncomfortable, being uneasy, not feeling good, right, not having everything that you makes you feel, you know what I'm saying? We was running away from death, man. We was running away from trying to get thrown back into slavery. What do you think they're trying to do right now, man? With the whole way that this country's going, man. They're trying to put Israel back into slavery, back in their place. But the elect, right, the true leaders, the warriors, the soldiers, we're rising up for the high calling, man. And we're leading our nation, though they want to acknowledge us or not. We're leading our nation, what? Through this narrow gate, through the straight gate, through that position of difficulty, man. You see? So like I said, when the righteous divide themselves from the wicked, right, the wicked get uneasy. They know that something's about to happen, that what? They're about to be destroyed. They're about to be judged by the Lord. You see? Because the righteous is going to be gathered while the goats going to be what? Destroyed into everlasting fire. Let me get the precept real quick. You know, I said this before I came here, man. These demons, they ain't happy. They ain't happy about this coming together, man. But it's okay. See, the Lord's happy. We're not here to please men and please demons, man. And see, we were saying earlier, the demons, they know the scriptures, right? They know they tremble, right? But they're not seeking their salvation with fear and trembling. They're fearing men. They're fearing what other men think about them, what they say about what they can do to them. Oh, they can kill me. They can do this. They can say this about me. We don't fear that. We fear the Lord, and that's is the beginning. That's where it starts of wisdom. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. We're not ashamed of the gospel, not ashamed of Matthew 23. We're not ashamed of anything, man. We're not ashamed of humility we have to go through, right? It says, rightly dividing the word of truth. You see that? So guys, they ain't rightfully dividing the word of truth. They're wickedly dividing the word of truth. You see? Subterfuge. You know what I'm saying? Having a form of godliness.
We never heard of that fucking word.
Until now.
Bro, hey, Cora. Hey, nobody never heard that shit, bro. That's some Esau shit. Esau slid him that fucking word out.
Yeah, that's who the Lord is rebuking. Actually, fucking quarrels in the camp. See, a lot of guys, they make it seem like being famous in the camp, that's what makes a man the Lord, having fucking subscribers.
That's actually backwards, though.
Exactly. See, that's what the Lord told you when you're in a fucking abomination, when you're loved in this world. See, the Lord has to send back a few men to actually cuss out this world, because a lot of you guys, you're not worthy to do it. You're actually being rejected of the Lord, so you're of this world. See, the way that you think, and you think about the true man of the Lord, you're actually against the true man of the Lord. See, the way that you think that having these things of the world, that's what makes you a man of the Lord. That's why the Lord talked about having leaven. Now, guys talk about taking bread out of their house, but it's really talking about taking the leaven out of their mind, having a sincere mind. So let me grab this real quick, man. God, knock you.
Boy, got hot. Hey, you ain't got that strange fire, man. I'm gonna say that, bro.
Come on, brothers. This is Isaiah 44 and verse 5. Once to say, I am the Lord.
Bro, how much, brother? How much?
It's
1,000.
One so say, I am the Lord's God, knock him. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord.
What does Jacob mean? So we supplanting the wicked, right? We underneath them, but we pulling them down from the. Come on, bro.
That's right, Doc. That's right. It says, and so name himself by the name of Israel. And that's right, because see, the Lord's humbling the the Lord is actually exalting the humble, and he's abasing the fucking prideful. Now, when the Lord talked about now exalting yourself, a lot of these guys, they have exalted themselves. Now guys see that these prophecies are coming down the pass. Now guys are fucking afraid. Well, it's fucking too late, because this whole time you should have been getting your character right, your integrity right. What was man doing? They were getting the fucking they were getting the fame right. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the subterfuge. Right, and we laugh about it, but it's really deadly serious, because a lot of guys are gonna be put to death. What the Lord said, don't pray for these fucking people. The Lord said, don't pray for these people, man. The majority of our people are gonna be put to death, man, and we're gonna fucking see it, because a lot of guys, they ain't serious about this fucking truth. You know, it's just saying it, man. Go ahead, brothers, you got it, man.
Go ahead. That was it.
Right, so we see what's going on, and we speak these words. The death angel is going to fly by Babylon. Is going to destroy everybody that does not have the mark of the Lord. It's the Wad, the Holy Spirit, man. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and guys are already under the vibration of the mark of the beast. Even though they might not have it yet, they already under that vibration and frequency of having that mark of a beast. You see, brute beast made to be taken. That's their character. You know what I'm saying? The brother saying character. Well, they can't change their character. They can't build up any character, because their character from the get-go was of a goat. They want to be the greatest. They want to be the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, like we read, man, and he shall surname himself by the name of Israel, which Israel means he's a prince of power. So you have your true princes of the most power, right? But then you have also the princes that crucified and killed the Lord, which if they had known Yahushua, they wouldn't have done it. But they don't know Yahushua. They don't know the Spirit. They don't know his men. But they act like they do, and that's why it's so wicked and dark and evil, man. And then they're pouring that spirit, not the spirit of prophecy, but the spirit of subterfuge, right? Using deceit for a certain reason. You know, I know the scriptures say, you know, about Paul, we are deceivers yet true, but that's talking about us. You call us devils, you know, you call us of the house of Beelzebub and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but because you don't have to take away or add to the script. You don't have to say what they like to say, the E shit, but you don't even have to do that. You don't have to do that. Men choose to do that. And that's Esau. What Esau's did. He don't want to be known. He don't want people to know he's Esau. And that's what he did with that Assyrian script. Or you know, when we bring that out, how he fucking exactly. Right. So what else is he trying to do? He trying to take his name out of it and trying to fucking give nicknames and shit like that. The Lord don't deal with nicknames.
Hey, he says, and that's what Esau is the wicked saying. Oh, don't abhor me, abhor your brothers that are rebuking you, that's showing you true love.
And they doing it.
And then our people are so destroyed and cursed under these curses and just destroyed and low that they don't know when true love hits them. All they know is hate and like deceit and like on some like sideways, you know, serpenty, like kind of fake love. That's the only thing they accept and know. And you know what I'm saying?
Well, the scriptures say he that teaches his son grievous the enemy. So Esau, by this being Esau's world, Esau has the power to actually corrupt a lot of dudes, because Esau himself is not fucking right. So we see in these days Esau has his hand in everything. So the Lord, he understands the world is going to be corrupt in this time. So what does he have to do? What is the Lord's will in this time? Because we understand the world is wicked just like in the times of Noah. So what is the Lord doing in these times? He's pulling back a few men, and he's actually using these men to pull a few out of the fire. It's all about those Noahs and those Stephans and those few that actually are sincere to actually be pulled out of this world. Because the Lord, what did Abraham say? Those few that were called, what did Abraham say? If there were 10 men in that city, if one of them were righteous, then the Lord wouldn't destroy that city. Well, that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord is actually pulling men out of that fire to preserve them while he's destroying everybody else. Now the Lord don't have to kill guys to actually take them out of the spirit. The Lord can actually take the spirit off of guys, and they're still going out of camp doing videos without the spirit. This is what the Lord is talking about. See, man is so carnal in these days, they think that man have to re-run over by a truck, the final destination 5 type of shit. No, the Lord can actually take spurs off of guys. You know, that's why the Lord talked about discerning, having discernment, having faith. All these different things are going to lead you on that straight and narrow path. Not just listening to men just because they have a following, but seeing what spirit of man are in. Because the spirit of the Lord is a particular type of spirit, man, and he was in the spirit of rebuking in the last days before his death. So his few men are going to be in that spirit in these times as well, man. seeing how wicked this world is. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, real quick, like the scripture say, if a man only has one talent, he's hiding it under the ground, not doing nothing with it. The Lord, He'll take that talent from you, and He'll give it to the one that has 10 already. So how do you think that man that just got a talent, took it from the Lord, how's he gonna feel towards that 10 that has his talent now? He's gonna be like, man, I hate him, but you wasn't doing what the Lord told you to do. You see, that's what the Lord is doing right now. He's taking certain portion of the spirits from guys, and He's giving to other guys that have it. You know what I'm saying? And they're just increasing and getting stronger, while they're just getting more demonic and just,
Yeah, guys got the fame and shit now. You know what I'm saying? So they think they're gonna have the spirit too. What the Lord said, you can't serve the Lord and be and have mammon. It's like you gotta serve one and hate the other. A lot of guys think they could take this word and be in the middle with it and be liked by the world. It doesn't work that way. And that's why if you teach this truth how you're supposed to teach it, you won't be loved by the world. That's why we understand that a lot of girls, I said girls.
Hey, well, that's a spirit. That's a spirit.
Yeah, no, hey, that's heavy. Hey, a lot of guys.
They hear that in the video, they probably gonna cry.
Yeah. Because guys are effeminate, bro. They're in that spirit. They're in the weak spirit. And then they want to be liked by a world that's destroyed. That's really they're ready for the missiles. The Lord got everybody prepped for the missiles because they're already destroyed.
Oh, going into the mark of the beast, to expound on that, the mark of the beast, right? Which the scriptures is manifold. Yeah, we know it's an RFID chip, but on top of that too, where's those missiles? A lot of them gonna come from the beast, right? The beast shall hate the whore and shall burn her with fire. What fire? With arrows. And where's those? What X marks the spot? What, America? Mm-hmm. So a lot of guys they have that mark of the beast too, come from them too. The lake of fire.
They're comfortable. Yeah, they're
lukewarm. Yeah,
guys are fucking comfortable. So guys talk about the prophecies. The Lord talked about in the last days of the Lord talked about having that faith, mercy, and judgment. If you don't have that, you ain't shit, man. See, that's what the Lord talked about, because we see in these days many more men are in the spirit of betrayal. What did the Lord say? You should be hated of all men. The Lord didn't say just a few men, all men, for the Lord's sake. You see what I'm saying? Because we're in a time of what? World War III. We're in a time of betrayal. We're in a time of every man for himself. The Lord said the love of many shall wax cold. So every man will be for himself. So the Lord talked about them growing together, which means the man having this truth and man acting like the man of the Lord. Let them grow together, right? At the end of the word, and what the Lord do? He will send back His angels. You know, you had Gabriel, Michael, all these different angels that will come back and separate the righteous from the wicked. And the Lord is actually doing that. And through His true men, the terrestrials, the angels in flesh, they're actually separating the righteous from the wicked, man. See, so you got to really understand this. But we see a lot of you guys are not in the spirit. You're in the flesh. So you get offended at the way we speak, man. And I say it like this because it's true. Because a lot of you guys, you're already condemned already. So with that being said, this truth is only for a few, The Lord said it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. It's not given to them. But to the ones that is given, they're given the law to actually condemn the fucking wicked, man. The ones that are not right. The Lord said, he that keeps his hand from bribes and from gifts, he should be accepted of the Lord. And these are the men that have not been given to fucking bribes so they can still rebuke. You know what I'm saying? So with these men having this spirit and having mercy, judgment, and faith, the Lord is going to deliver these men. Their goal of this thing is to get beamed up into the chariots. A lot of men have lost their way coming back to the kingdom. And what they have done is they have taken away of the broad path, which the broad path is easier. It's easier to go to the broad path. It's easier to be loved in this world. It's easier to speak the words where everybody wants to hear. It's easier to be loved by everybody. But it's hard to speak the words where the Lord wants to speak and then be hated by everybody. And a lot of guys don't want to go down that path, but everybody wants to be a prophet, but everybody don't have what it takes to be a prophet. So you see what His word is at in these times. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is separating the righteous from the wicked, man. You really got to discern that. This is your life on the line. This is your life on the line, man. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we're not playing with life. We understand how deadly this death that's coming. And that's why, we laugh and we have a good time. Because we're in the Spirit. The Spirit is life, is joy, is peace. And it's not having to look behind your back. We all trust in the Lord, and we're able to, basically take our shield off and just kind of spar, knowing that, as we're sparring each other, I'm gonna stab him in his heart when, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're just sharpening each other up. And I got this precept. This is John 16:22. And yea, now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you. You see that? So we have a joy doing this work, O Lord, and no man's going to take our crown. And that's what we're doing. We're watching the crown, which the Lord said he's going to raise up his crown, which his crown is his men. And us as our brother's keeper, we're watching each other's crown, and we're helping each other keep that crown on our heads, right. Keeping our head on straight.
Bro, if I could say too, the Spirit of the Lord is against a lot of you guys, bro. The Spirit of the Lord is against a lot of you guys, and what you don't realize is the Lord is actually speaking against a lot of you, because a lot of you think you to be in a good case, but actually you think you doing the will of the Heavenly Father, as the scriptures say, but basically a lot of you guys are doing this to a detriment to your own soul. And the Lord set a lot of you guys up. Just like if the Lord makes you famous in this world, then the Lord actually hates you. You see, so you can't be like to this world and expect, and that's the thing. That's why the scriptures ain't being taught like Yahweh Shai. The Lord say, the scriptures say he taught with authority. Guys are teaching like yeah, exactly. They're teaching.
Lord with
you? Yeah, exactly. They're teaching in subterfuge. Oh shit, man. Hey, but the Lord is against a lot of guys, man, and we might joke and laugh, but the serious part is the scriptures say if you join hand with the wicked, they're not gonna be unpunished. And the scripture tell you in number 16, for a reason, don't touch nothing that they have. Don't touch nothing of theirs. Separate from them, because through the Spirit, a lot of guys been swallowed up all fucking ready. You see what I'm saying? And they don't recognize that the Spirit is actually speaking, because men are looking at this thing carnal. But basically, let me read this real quick. Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. It says, and I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. And the scripture talk about men building a house on the sand, and men building a house on Yahweh Shai. A lot of men, they build their house on the sand because they look for the acknowledgement of this world. You see, that's why the true men of the Lord, they were slayed and they were put to death. That's why this generation got to pay for that blood, because the men that actually taught in certain ways, men wanted to put them to death. But the Lord said, hey, we're not going to be backed into a corner no more. So this is Matthew 16 and 18. And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell, you niggas out there, the famous out there. Remember Numbers 16, the Lord swallowed the famous up. You see? That's why those scriptures are put in there, because in these times, guys are going to be famous, and they're going to be corrupt, and they're going to cause many to get swallowed up. See, they're swallowed up already. See, the thing is, what we understand is the Lord takes spirits, and men still could be teaching in a dead state. That's why Matthew 23, the Lord mentioned that. The Lord said, you're dead in the inside. Men are dead teaching this word. And that's the same thing that we're dealing with right now. It says, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. So whatever you try to do against the Lord's men, it won't prevail. It'll only make your destruction for you worse and worse. A lot of you guys, you've been appointed to wrath, you see, and you don't understand that the Lord already got you already, and he set you up. Certain men were set up to lead the multitude astray, and you got perfect men set up to do that. With that, man, I'm through, bro.
Yeah, I just got one more, man, because guys act like the question is, so why we constantly go into these topics? Well, the reason why we're going to these topics is because Yahweh Shai went into these topics. The prophets went into these topics. But Apostle Paul, he said, I did not cease to warn you day and night going to these topics, man, warning about the ones that were going to be in the midst that were not going to be right, because you have a few select men that were actually sincere in the midst of that, and they have to be guided the right way. Because the Lord said if it wasn't for the Lord, would have been consumed So if the Lord wasn't on our side, if man came up against us in the world, we would have been fucking done already, man. Would have been the same mindset like these guys, all fucked up, all in an unbelieving spirit. But the Lord kept us in the believing spirit. That's why we teach the way we teach. Because we believe in the Lord. You know, and having faith that puts you above a lot of guys, because a lot of guys are teaching just to be seen of men. They're not teaching in his faith. You know, so this is Acts 20 and verse 27. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 25. And now, behold, I know that you all among whom I have gone preaching the kingdom of the Lord shall see my face no more. Now, this is when Apostle Paul was pretty much he was going to be given over. His spirit is going to return to the Heavenly Father because he knew his time was up. It says, wherefore I take to you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Lord. Take heed therefore unto yourself and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers, to feed the church of the Lord, which he hath purchased with his own blood. For I know that after my departing shall grievous woes enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of yourselves shall men arrive, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after themselves. And that's what you see happening. Many men, see, guys can have man can speak these big words and this and that, but are they actually walking in the Spirit of the Lord? That's what's being revealed. So when the Apostle Paul said that, he said he is not shunned to declare unto you all the gospel of the Lord. He brought out the smooth stuff as well as what guys would consider bitter. Matthew 23, warning of the scribe and Pharisee, warning of the false prophets. Because these things will have to be known in the end of days. Warning you that men will be teaching this truth without the Spirit, teaching this truth for their own fucking bellies, not for the Lord. They don't care about you. They just care about themselves. So these are the things you have to be aware of as you're drawing closer to the Lord, as you're trying to work out your own salvation. Go ahead, Doc. You got it.
Yeah, with that, we're gonna close out there. We got a special weekend, for y'all sincere, your few sincere out there, and I ain't got too much else to say. Everything was said, and we could go all night, but we gotta we gotta rest up, man. We've had a long day, all of us, so stay tuned, and we're gonna give all the praises, glory, honor, fear Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash, Abababal, destruction and the demise to all the anti-Yahushais, and all you Pharisees and scribes, you hypocrites. It ain't just a third world war that's coming, it's also the destruction to you too. You're gonna be within that fire, that strange fire, Hey, Shalom.